Alright guys, welcome. Yeah, so I'll just do a session of continued hacking and problem solving on that. I know that piece of work that I was recently working on. So, let's hop right in. Alright, so if you remember, I'm working on fusing this kind of one-to-one mapping between the Jack AST and the Python stuff, the Python AST to Mypy nodes. So essentially, the problem is we have like this set of nodes that's not being represented in the Python AST that then doesn't have Mypy node information, and as we were showing last time, it corresponds to this. It corresponds to this identifier stuff. So I'm going to ignore that pass for now that I just closed. But there is this. I'm trying to think. there is this. These nodes with the underscore identifier, right? Like these guys. These guys are actual nodes in Jack AST graph that has symbol information that should be represented in the symbol table. But the function def itself would be what's captured in the symbol table in a Mypy AST. So, and so they wouldn't necessarily have an AST node for the name in this context, because identifier maps to a string, right? So if you look at identifier, it's essentially a string, which is just baked into the node and not another AST node itself, which it is in Jack AST. So essentially what we have to do is capture those when we're doing the code gen, during the code gen, the AST gen I should call it, the AST gen pass where we convert a Jack AST into a Python AST. Oh, I see. I didn't update my camera location for coding. Hold on. That's better. Oof, it's a better spot when I'm looking over here all the time, I guess. Yeah, anyway. So when I'm generating that Python AST, like the the Jack ASTs aren't associated with the Python nodes that Mypy sees. And so that's just, it just kind of creates some holes. I actually don't know if it's in principle truly a problem at the end of the day, but it would be good to just associate all of the relevant symbol nodes that should have symbol information to the symbol table at the end of the day, just to have a complete Jack AST graph with its analyses represented in the IR, in the intermediate representation. So let's go through that journey. We were looking at this factorial thing. So let's just get there. I'll just set up my environment a little bit here. Let me do a get diff. There is a little bit of a diff here. Why is this? These look identical to me. Yep, these are identical, so it's some spacing. I don't know what that is. That's the only diff. Git status. I'm on the right branch. If this is identical, I'm just gonna git stash it. Like what the WTF? Like oh, there's a space. This is formatted, so yeah, I'll actually push it. So there's actually an extra space here, as opposed to a single space there. So so that's the difference. It's just the auto formatter. Git add dot git commit dash m lint of, let's say, style lint tweak and git push. All right. So git not pursue pasa push. Okay, cool. All right. So let's now we're all fresh and clean. Now let's go to the location of our little example file here, which is in the micro folder. Jeez, man, I know that's like super loud. I'm always trying to optimize my audio situation. It's really weird. All right. Let's see. So let's just get clean. And then let's jack tool IR AST func.jack. This is what we were playing with last time, which prints the AST with type information. Of course, there's missing type information that needs to be resolved, but there's also a lot of present type information for a simple file that looks like this. Very simple file, 13 lines of code. You know, like so, like this name is recognized. The n is an int, recognized as on line 519. So this is 5. This n is an int, and it knows that from this from this annotation here. So that's cool. But it doesn't know that this 1 is a int, as represented with, what's this? Bear with me. From line 4, so there's a 1 somewhere, or there's a 0 too on line 4. Like this 0, it's no type on the literals. So we're gonna have to add that information. It's somewhere in Mypy. But for now, let's see if we can fix these things, and you wouldn't see the errors right now. So the errors would be, I gotta go to that fuse type info pass, and then I have to find this, set this environment variable for the debug printing while I run that code. So I can do an export that equals 1, and then I can run this again, and then we've got what? Let's do it over here because these are different environments. Duh. And now let's run it again. And now we've got these errors. Okay, so so we don't see the factorial, like that's the one we fixed last time. But we do see like this name. Well, this is my Mypy node isn't supported on class node type. So the errors we want to fix are these Mypy node associated errors. So here we have line, what was it? Line 321. This is 21. Name n doesn't have a Mypy node. So basically this param var, and it kind of tells you it's a param var. So this parameter doesn't have Mypy information associated to it. So what we can inspect to try to fix this one is we can go to PyAST. This is a param var, and this is how we handle the param vars. This one's tricky from what I remember, because I don't know if, so we do return this argument. So almost certainly the name here that's used in param will not have an associated, will probably be an identifier in arg. So if we look at arg, and yes it is, so it's an identifier as we'd expect. So that means that this name AST node in the Jack AST, and remember this information is for the Jack AST, doesn't have link identifier. So we created this link identifier last time. So if I link identifier, and what I'm going to be doing is this body, I'm going to link with this. So these Python nodes, which is this node, I'm going to link with the AST node for name that's in Jack AST. So that would be, the Jack node would be node.name, the Py node, thank you ChatGPT. I call everything ChatGPT, bear with me. So name, that should be good. So with this change, I would expect some kind of update to these two lines. I'm not sure what. I don't know if this will disappear, which would be what I expected. I don't know what the heck's going on here, but because this is a little different But I would expect perhaps this one to disappear with this change. So let's see. Let's do a jack clean. And then let's see if the name one disappeared. Moment of truth. No, it didn't. Okay. It doesn't have Mypy nodes associated to it. I'm thinking, with this sync, we have a jack link. When Mypy sees this Python node, then Mypy, like our Mypy wrapper, will update the jack linked node, which would be this one. Oh, right. Did we do the, yeah, link append? So it should, this just does link appends, right? For IMPy node. Yeah. For IMPy node, we link append. So our jack link at this point should have, this is a name node on line 16. Okay. So we should have, on column 16, which is here. Right? This is column 16, yeah. No, this is column 14, but I guess it's giving us that location. So, yeah, when we update the type, so I'm going to check right now, right now I'm going to check the type check pass, and this pass will be, no, yeah. We need to go to AST converter. This is where we're updating the, so we do for range in all of the jack links, which we just appended at least in that location. Let's go back to param_var. In this location, we just appended to node names. We just appended the oh wait. Yes, this is good. Wait. This is good. I mean, I'll validate this, right? So I can do here the jack links on these nodes in this list have been updated to include this node as something to link back to. And then here we iterate through those links and we associate with this Mypy append ret, we associate the Mypy ASD nodes to it. That's if it has attribute jack link. Else we raise an exception here, so that's fine. After we do that, let me just print node dot Mypy 0 dot jack link. So this will tell us, we would expect to see a list of two things. This will freak, but it should work. We would expect to see a list of two things, one being name.node. So let's also print name.node to node.name, sorry. let's just print that, because I would expect to see this element being present in this list. So let's do that. Just a sanity check that is occurring. Okay, so it's at the top there. So here we have a param var. Here we have this object, and this object is the last one. So perfect. So this is doing what it should do. So that's good. Now that means that, so I think the issue must then be this node just goes in the trash somewhere from the perspective of Python. So how do I reason about that? We have a linkage there. Okay, let's see how this goes into the trash. So the param var, it's actually probably because of whatever is processing this. So param vars, let me just check the jack.ast, absent tree. Function signature. Function signature is probably, these are probably not being represented in what ultimately the tree has, the Python AST linked tree has. So let's look at where function sig is. Function, func signature. Here we go. Okay, this would be one that's generated here for a self. I think that's fine. I don't think, yeah. But let's ignore that for now. It's not relevant to the code that we're looking at. Here, we construct an arguments, and then we've got this params, and params comes from this. So here we set up an initial params, and then if his instance, okay. So then we pull each of the items in params, because params is a subnode list of param var. That's where our params are, which are args, right? We take those args, and they're jack links, right? So we have a jack link in there, but we take those args and then we params append. We append it. So if instance arg else, this should be. So this comes in. Okay. So params would then defaults equals this, and params items if value. So params are going through the objects themselves, that the arg objects that we updated with the correct information is going through at this level. Let's go up in the tree and see where function signature is. It's probably in the ability. Actually, let's do a bigger sanity check here. So what we have is, are we still printing this, or did I delete that? Let's see. Delete those prints. I did delete those prints. Let's put them back. I'm going to make sure at the time of association we do find these objects. So at the time of association, what I'm going to do is saying print the jack link, and then print. Actually, I just need to print that. And what we would look for is, you'll see. We should essentially be able to associate one of these prints with one of these prints, which would look something like this. So let's try that. Just to make sure that at the time that we're sending it to Mypy, these values are going through before we start debugging it with the assumption that it's not. All right, so what we're looking for is some line down here that looks like this line with a 5E0 and a 500, okay? So here's 2, nope, not 500. Here's 2, nope, not 5, okay. So assumption validated, I guess, that we are actually we're not finding these objects. So this disappeared. What is generated by this code is either regenerated or overwritten or something by the time it goes from the generation of the Python AST to the type checking of the AST. Somehow that node in the AST is getting redrawn or regenerated or overwritten or obviated in some way. So that's kind of annoying. Because I can't even imagine, like, where would I be recreating these nodes? So all right, so what we have to do then, we have to reverse track in the tree where those nodes are being created, unfortunately. I'll really move that one. I'll probably keep this one. So let's see. So okay, so we have function signature, and then ability captures function signatures here. So let's look at ability and see it, because we just checked function signature, right? So param_var is a part of function signature. Function signature is part of an ability, which is a function. So let's look at ability. Ability is doing nothing to the parameters. Let's see what it does to the function signature, which would be the variable signature. So let's look at signature. Okay. Args equals signature. The first element, because it's just a function signature object. This is really perplexing, because why would these objects be changing? And strangely enough, here we have you know what? You know what's probably happening? No, this one's crazy. Wow, I'm coming up with a good strategy for how to proceed. Like, what's the fastest way to find this needle in this haystack? Let's look at the pass schedule. Like, what happens after this pass? Because, oh shoot, kids probably want to play video games. Let's see. Hold on, guys. Yeah, I'm down. Give me like 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes. Once I find this needle in the haystack, I'm gonna call it for a minute and I'll come back. Okay. This is annoying because it's annoying because there literally should be no place that this node is regenerated. I mean, I just really find this so interesting. There's only one occurrence of this param. Well, yeah. Why is there no param_vars down here? Okay, wait, hold on. This might help. Oh, oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. Because this ability. Wait, this means I need to do a more interesting approach. Let me give you guys an. Let me explain. The issue is. I'm gonna sanity check this thing real quick, and then I'll explain it, and then we'll call it for a minute so I can play some games with my kids. Fuse. No, what am I doing? Function. Def. So. Oh man, it's tough to explain, but it is. I'll have to probably draw this out to explain it. But what's happening, guys, is notice that the tree. Wait, I'm still validating. This code that does the linking, where is it? This code that does the linking here, I'm going to put the print back, and then I'm going to put the this list of jack links. It's lossy because we're not actually. You see, I'm visualizing in my mind a traversal of these nodes as if it's traversing the jack node, but it's traversing the Python node, and the Python node. I'm tripping up because there's some things that I'm trying to make sure I have a complete impression. I'll tell you the fuzzy impression. The fuzzy impression is the jack links need to be updated in a hierarchical way, in that when we update the jack link somewhere in the tree, here for like the ability node, let's say, the ability node updates the jack link here, and this is how we fix factorial. It adds the name node, but so the jack link in the ability is only capturing the name node, but there's also a function signature node off of the ability. There's a function signature node, and it's not. This list doesn't have the function signature node in it, and so we'll actually indeed have to like recursively up the tree, make sure we populate what Python would need to see, what Python will ultimately see as we go through this thing. Now, the thing that the holes in that hypothesis is, wouldn't this AST converter have to see an arg? And when it sees that arg, what does this correspond to? So what I'm going to do is, instead of printing node jack link, I'm going to print type node.class dot name, because I need to see. I would like to see an arg. You know what I mean? I'd like to see an arg. Let's see what we see. So this is the Python name, and then this is the jack name for the corresponding AST. And so like when we're here, we see a function def for an ability, We see name, we see name, we see constant assign, name, constant, aug assign. We don't see an arg. And that's a surprise to me because we have function signatures. So I don't even understand. We should have args, right? That's weird. AST converter, it has a visit. Is it using another kind of like call that I should be overriding? Let's look at the original. Let's look at the base one. This has a visit. What is it calling for like arguments? Is it doing something else? Is it not visiting the arguments? So this is the original visit, and it goes node by node. So if we visit, when we visit a function, we go to a method visit the function name. So we should find a visit function def, return do function. Ooh. Here's some interesting stuff here. There's a do function def and a do function def. This is going to be a little annoying. Does this call visit? I don't know. If this doesn't call visit, that's why we wouldn't see it here. And so we wouldn't do the association of Jack Link. Anyway, do function def, how is it? If no transform, transform args. Okay. And this self is of type AST converter. So the solution may have to include in our injection point where we do this association here on visits, which only sees a subset of nodes, we may have to do the association on other functions. Like we may have to do something like def transform args. Whoa, it auto-completed a lot. Let's see. Transform args. Oh wow. So it gave us all this stuff with a list of arguments. But we may have to do something like this where it's like the first thing we do is like we do the jacklink stuff, blah blah blah. Actually, we'd probably do something like the solution may have to look like this, which is I don't like. We'd have to do something like ret equals that. Jeez, I'm sorry guys. Like what? Whenever I hit keys, if I'm imprecise, it'll do weird stuff. Right here. Okay. Do something like transform. Alright, then we'll do our like jack link if has attribute node. Blah, 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 ret all this nonsense, right? We'll have to do like this code and we'll stick that in like here, right? So some variation on that, because this is what does the associations of nodes. And this is coming from the fact that here we do have a visit that we're actually kind of overriding with our functionality to associate nodes. But if you look at how functions are handled, it uses the do function thing, do func def, and then arguments, which is what we expected to see, is then processed with some kind of transform args, which does not call visit, I guess, on those arguments. It's just iterating through and doing its nonsense. So we probably got to go way deeper into, unfortunately, it won't be as clean as we'd like to get complete and thorough coverage over the Mypy implementation. It's very annoying because this is a big ass function. Yeah, this is a big function, and we have to see it everywhere that it goes off the default. The default is to do a visit. It'll go off default on function def, so we know that. So we'll have to cover that, and then we'll have to find all the other places. Maybe decorator isn't. Look at this. I mean, this is probably a decorator. Crazy. Oh, this is still func def. Look at this. It's wild. It's wild. This is an artifact of Mypy not being designed to be an engine. It's really a command line tool. It's really implemented from first principles to just be a command line tool. So you really got to rip into the code to turn it into an API to do this kind of stuff. It's very doable, but the engineering complexity can be high if you have to do stuff like this, like totally kind of inspect this class at that level. You know what? There is an elegant approach. Fuck, we're gonna have to redesign this. The elegant approach is to, at the end of this AST convert, we do a post processing of the Mypy file. A generalized tree walk, let's say, that will walk Mypy file and just directly link it to AST. I think that's right. That could be high complexity too. Because Mypy itself doesn't keep track of the original AST node either. So I'm gonna have to think about this one, because there is the default approach, which is gonna be, let's add more overrided methods so that we get full coverage of the nodes, but the complexity is going to be high. It's going to be a complicated piece of code, because we're just going to have to, in every single location, be making sure we have full coverage of what Mypy is doing. It's essentially, it could be as bad as essentially a re-implementation of this AST converter from Mypy. And then there's translate statement list. This might be going through all the statements and doing stuff. Jesus. Now there's what I'm going to be thinking about. I'll just explain. What I'm going to be thinking about is like a couple things, right? The first thing I'm going to think about is what we're trying to do is, in the Jack AST, you have, this is your module AST node. This is the, nodes look like this. Oh, geez. Let me just get my mouse to behave a little bit better. It looks like this. Yeah, this is an AST node. And then if you have a Mypy AST node, it's like this. Let's say it's the same layout, right? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do this thing where we have like everything's linked, whatever, like all the nodes are linked, right? But this is module, and this is Mypy. Let's call it Mypy mod for sake of, but they call it Mypy file, but it's Mypy mod, let's say. Mypy mod. Now, maybe I don't need to do all these little links. I could just link the trees at this level. And then I just could just do walking of that tree as needed for the various functionality we need. So this would be another design change. But this is super nice. This has some nice properties to it, because from any node you can find the type information, the right node over on the right with the type information you might want. So that's nice. It just requires that AST converter complexity. It's not too bad. I mean, with testing, with TDD, you could just fucking TDD it to kingdom come. Just do supers. Let me do something real quick. Let me just check something, then I'm going to pause for a moment. What I'm going to check is, in this AST converter, I'm curious. I wish you could search by type, but I'm curious where we would have like AST type objects. If I could find all of the objects that are AST type objects in this file, that'd be interesting in the whole file. But we know visit has AST type objects. I could probably just look at the signatures. Set line, don't need to do it. Wait, Wait, guys. Hold on. Set line. Set line should be called on every node. Yes. Could it be that we can simply put this stuff? I mean, we can keep this. What is this? That we can keep this. This actually works. So we can keep this, but because the visit is really the center piece that calls the do func def and everything it needs to do. But maybe we can put this logic. It could be as simple as doing something like this. Def set line. Whatever. I'm just fucking do the jack link. Do the jack link here because we have node, and then that node has a jack link. Yeah, we could do this right here. Actually, you know what, guys? Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Let's see exactly what happens. All right, let me just do a git diff, see if I have any trash. I'll just do this real quick before I take my leave. Okay, so that's clean. We got the printfs. So this is good. So it'll do that, right? It'll do what we were looking at. And now I'm going to move this logic into what? Why is there a red? Why is this an issue? Oh, it's if else. So let's see. Is that really the type stuff? Set line. Because this updates the this updates the node of the. This is going to necessarily be called on every AST node that corresponds to a line. So it should cover all of the. All right, let's just put it here. See what the fuck happens. Let's see. I might get an exception, but where is there a ret? Oh, because I needed the ret. I don't care about the type. What do I need ret for? Oh, that's just for ret. Do I only need ret for set line shit? No. Ret is node in this context, right? Let me see an example of where set line is called. Decorated list. Yeah, actually. What am I doing here? I re-implemented this. This is part of the same implementation as the visit. Whatever. But if I do this here, instead of ret, I think it's node that I need, right? Where do I have ret? Ret equals visitor node. Oh, this is the Mypy node. This turns it into the Mypy node. Yeah. Because this is the. So, and then we're assuming that n is Mypy node. So if n is Mypy node on the set line, if n is Mypy node, let's click n and see what it is. Node, which I think is, yes, this is Mypy's nodes. Okay. So if that's the case, ret needs to be node. So here, expression statement or pattern. This is really? Is that the only types? It said AST node. I think this is just wrong. Jippity nonsense. Whatever. But I'll leave it there. That's wrong. Jippity nonsense. But it's node and was that the right parameters? So yep, node n, and then it does this stuff. But let's do this. These rets become node. So basically it has attribute n jack link. Yeah. Right? N is the node. Oh fuck, not that one. And then ret should be node, right? Yeah. Oh. Let's set. I don't know if this is gonna work. It seems like a Hail Mary in some respects. So we'll just do a super ret, return super ret here. But like, yeah, we don't care about that n. This is fine. This seems like a Hail Mary. I don't know if this is gonna work. It feels like a Hail Mary. That's interesting. Ooh. It looks like there's more stuff. I don't see og though. Maybe it's my brain. It's just my. It's an illusion that it's more stuff. Where's the print? It's right here. Yeah, there's only one occurrence of this too, so it didn't. Wait. What? I did a jack clean, right? It's not printing the name here. Oh, ends don't have. They don't have jack links. So these ends are not from the. Wait, there's no raise. So what the set line's not called? Wait. Set line. Set line is called. Var. No. Oh, those are not self.set lines. Oh, jeez. Never mind. Okay. I don't know. I got excited. I gotta look into it more. Because we have self.set lines here. Visit global, visit non-local, visit name, boolop, do func, visit func def, do func def. There must be a set line somewhere near here. Oh, it's setting the line inside here. Okay, probably. Set line isn't as, yeah, I assume set line would have been architected to hit every node as just a generic function that hits every node. So it looks like that's not the case. Ironically, it seems like, according to this, one thing that's not computing for me is, do we even get in here? Exit. Let's see if we get in there. Yes, we get in there. Okay. If we get in here, well, let's see. Do we get in here? Oh, shit. I gotta go. Yeah, we get in there. Good. But why didn't it print the name? It just printed the... It didn't print the name, dudes. Oh, wait. Now it did. Now it did. I don't know what I was looking at before, but it didn't have names. Now we have the names. But we don't have, like, more nodes. We don't have more nodes. Somewhere up here it didn't have names, right? Like, check this out. Okay, that has names. I'm sorry. I don't know if my brain tripped out. Okay. I don't know what the fuck. Alright. That's a disappointment. This idea isn't gonna work because it seems like setLine is called not on every node. It looks like it's doing a manual setLine here, because if you track where line number goes, it's transform line number. And I don't know. There's not a nice setLine thingy going on, it seems, for the args. So we're gonna have to do that deep introspection. I mean that deep that deep hooks. Oh, fuck. It's just messy, man. It's just messy. God, this was nice and clean, you know? Fuck, I'm gonna think about that. Whatever. Alright, guys. Until next time. Peace.